Welcome viewers across the world, more especially Biafrans that are watching from all over the world. Wherever you are watching us from, I appreciate you for joining this platform. Please like and share this video to family and friends. Share it to everyone that is close to you. You never can tell who is going to hear us. This video is very, very important. I am going to share a very important information on this video. As you all know, the call for the release of the Supreme Leader of Ipob, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is getting louder by day. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been detained after being kidnapped from Kenya by Nigerian government. They brought him to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition. He has passed through the law court and he was freed. They had no case against him, but they have refused to release him. They have kept him under solitary confinement for the past 3 years. Today, the call for his unconditional release is getting louder and louder. And I want to share with you one of those calls on their conventional media, where somebody was making a case for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was released unconditionally. It does not matter what anybody thinks. He is now the prisoner of conscience and a political prisoner and must be released immediately. Let's watch.
Women are also lending their voices. The Umadibo Nigerian and diaspora also lent their voice for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. The founder, president and founder, Lolo Kate Ezofo, had a few words to say a few days ago too. I mean, if we can hear that,
okay.
Let's take a listen.
Umadibo Nigeria and in diaspora of 7 Igbo-speaking states, Umadibo in other states of Nigeria and in diaspora, hereby, with deep respect, pray Your Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, to use your good office to release our son, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from DSS custody. We strongly believe that his release will bring lasting peace in Southeast in particular and Nigeria in general.
That's Lolo Kate Ezofo there, appealing to the president, Bola Tinubu, to release Mazi Nnamdi. They had written a letter in November last year appealing to the president to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The call is becoming wider, especially within this space. I'm not sure we've had it like this. People are speaking up boldly now.
Yes.
How important is it that we've heard women speaking?
It is very, very important, and I think we should not even limit it to just women. I think it's about time that the human rights community should also join the call for his release, and every other responsible and conscious organization or group in the country should also join. We should not, and the cause should not be limited only to people from the southeast, because it is, you just never know whose turn it will be next time. And but it's instructive that we are going about this advocacy in a very, very civil way. In any case, this is actually one of the clearest manifestations of democracy in its true tradition, that people, instead of resorting to demonstrations, instead of adopting any of those strategies of civil disobedience, the people are actually talking and seeking a better understanding, and trying to actually get the people in power, get President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to take a second look, because honesty, maybe there are things not known to the rest of us that only people in Aso Rock are aware of, because one would have thought when Tinubu was running for election and when he was sworn in as president, my own personal expectation was that it would expedite the release of Nnamdi Kanu. I mean, there is no other known reason. I mean, no other reason known to ordinary people why this guy is in detention. So, you know, the thing is, this is about time. It's about time that the government of Nigeria has a second thought on what has gone on. We would have thought that what we had, a very impervious administration in the time of Buhari, because Buhari, you know, turned down every entreaty for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. We would have thought that we had enough of that. We had seen the last of that with the exit of Buhari. And then again, what seems to make it even a more grievous injustice is when you factor in the fact that Sunday Igboho, who was hitherto in detention, no sooner had Tinubu taken over than he was released. So why is what is good for Igboho not considered good for Nnamdi Kanu? Why is it that the weight of Southeast Nigeria is not felt by the rest of Nigeria? Why are our feelings of no consequence to people in power? You know, because we are talking about dialogue now, and people are actually speaking, you know, with greater civility and with greater consciousness and desire for peace. So it is. I'm not here to use words without, you know, consciousness, without care. But there are certain things you cannot escape from. The fact that the same gesture extended to Sunday Igboho has not been extended to Nnamdi Kanu, even when the court of law has ruled that this guy should be set free. So, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, being a pro-democracy campaigner in his time and a member of NADECO, and not just a member, but one of the founders and the chieftains of NADECO, and someone that, you know, his political career, his public utterances, and his love of freedom, his belief in democracy, his public knowledge, I think he should maybe remember where he's coming from. Remember what he went through as a NADECO chieftain, how, you know, the military made life miserable for them. And is this not the ideal that he had sacrificed so much for in his time in the wilderness? Why is it so difficult for him to extend this same gesture to someone whose, you know, obvious offense, as far as we know, was that he wanted to put to test the principle and spirit of self-determination, which is guaranteed in the Universal Charter of Human Rights. So it is still within the ambience, within the umbrella of democracy. Agitations, negotiations, discontent, dissent, disagreement, and then resolution of conflict. So what is so extraordinary about Nnamdi Kanu's case that the Nigerian government should be inured to the cries of the people and the disorder, the anarchy, the mayhem we have suffered in the Southeast on account of his being detained for so many years, even against the stipulations of the law, the Constitution. So it should be embarrassing to anyone, any lover of Nigeria, anyone who wishes Nigeria well, that, you know, we have decided to practice our own democracy and democracy's freedoms in breach. Because if that were not the case, there is no reason, as I said earlier, known to the public why this guy is being held. And why should they not tell us if he has committed another crime while in detention? then we should know. Because the court has acquitted him, so why hold on to him?
Some school of thought think
more seats left to be declared, and we have Labour has already reached its 410 seat predicted figure. Labour in the lead with 410 seats, Conservatives with 119, the Lib Dems with 71, the Scottish National Party with 9 seats, the Sinn Féin, that's the Northern Ireland Party, with 7, and others with 28. In these others, it's significant to note that Nigel Farage and his Reform Party, they actually got 4 seats.
Just 4 seats,
and
yeah.
you know, I was made to understand that Nigel Farage, this is his 8th attempt to become an MP, and he finally has succeeded, having failed at the previous 7.
Well, it's just, I think it's a leg into the see how that works out for him.
But one thing that is for sure is that Keir Starmer is the next Prime Minister of the UK.
Absolutely. Well, let's see how that goes. Of course, we already know that Labour is in the majority and that they're taking away the lead. Well, let's come back to this conversation. We told you earlier that we'll be talking about the call to free Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, we started our conversation a few days ago with Chief Dan Wanyango, who spoke emphatically on the matter and said that it had to be a matter of urgency. And this morning we are talking about why lawyers opted out of court, settlement, and there is a discussion to this effect between Kanu's lawyers and the prosecution, especially the Attorney General of the Federation. Well, we'll see what the matter is, and we have with us here in the studio to look at the nexus between the move of Kanu's lawyers and the political leaders calling for his release, and would also want to know whether his lawyers for sure are considering conditional release and whether his release will bring lasting peace to the Southeast. And we'll be discussing this, and we're joined by Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, Maxwell Okpara. Maxwell is also a human rights lawyer. You're welcome, Maxwell.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you, Nigerians.
Okay, nice to have you. The Nnamdi Kanu issue there's been a lot of discussion of late, and it's popping up in the news here and there. Is that any reason to suggest that we are inching closer to his release?
Yes, of course. I want to start by saying that Nnamdi Kanu never begged for settlement, because in that there is no charge against him, in quotes. But after revealing some facts, after revealing some circumstances and some happenings, and in line with the Supreme Court admonition in the judgment, the Supreme Court advised that this matter can be settled through political means. Also, in exercising her right under Section 17 of Federal High Court Act, the judge also advised that we can initiate the settlement. So we advised our client in line with that. Considering the fact that on his own, IPOB is a human rights organization fighting for self-determination. Now, taking advantage of the fact that he has not been around, some people have decided to use the name to do some other things. And if you recall, that was in February when I traveled to Europe. So he instructed that I should try to see Simon Ekpa.
Who is in Finland, I think it was.
Yes, Finland, that I should go to Finland to see Simon Ekpa. And I should advise him. Remember that he has written with his handwriting. So Simon Ekpa said he wrote that thing with AK-47 on his head, that you can only believe if Nnamdi Kanu is out. So after my program, I contacted him. I said, please, I want to come and see you. How do I get across to you? He said, where am I? I said, I'm in Germany. He said, okay, that I should go to Belgium and wait for him. I traveled to Belgium. I waited for him for 2 days. He said, let us talk on phone. I said, now, your leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whom you called your leader, said that he's not happy with you. I marshal out some points. Paramount among them is the economy in the Southeast in particular, and Nigeria as a whole. and the killings. So he said he disagreed with me, that Nnamdi Kanu did not send me, that I fabricated this story. So now I came back, I visited Nnamdi Kanu. I said, the young man said, except we are out, that's when he will believe you. So, and some other issues, going also by what the court has hinted, let it not be as if we don't want peace. Then also, Nnamdi Kanu also revealed that he will not get justice in Nigerian court. Yes. I left him yesterday around, I think around after 5. He has never missed words in saying that. He said that he will never get justice in Nigerian court. 2, that if Nigerian court even granted him, release him, the federal government of Nigeria will disobey. They have done it the first one, they have done it the second one, they have done it the third one. So that he has lost confidence in Nigerian judiciary. You are asking me the reasons why he decided to go in this manner. So also the killings in the southeast is one of the things that is even breaking him down, because he only, he has no access to radio, no telephone, no news, no newspaper, no television. So we only visit him, tell him the happenings that is going around, and the thing is really affecting him. Not even his incarceration, because freedom, you don't get freedom on a platter of gold. Even the America you are enjoying today, UK you are enjoying today, people fought for it, people died for it, people suffered for it, even South Africa. And if you watch those freedom fighters, none of them spend anything less than 20 years incarceration. That one is not even bothering him, because these are the hazard, these are the issues you see in fighting for rights. So liberty is not something that you get on a platter of gold. Then another one is also the elders, the religious leaders, the traditional rulers.
My fellow Biafrans, after watching this clip, I want you to be the judge for yourself. Go to the comment section and write on the comment section, tell me what you feel about this interview that was granted. A true father will first of all defend your child, then go in and ask questions. Find out if your child is really responsible before you can now begin to caution him. But what we see are people who blame even before they find out the truth. It has been happening again and again and again and again. Go to the comment section and tell me how you feel about this very video that I just broken into pieces. My fellow Biafrans, the only solution that remains for us today, the only way out of this very madness, is independent state of Biafra, nothing else. Independent state of Biafra will be run by people who care about the masses, just as the Biafra Republic of Nigeria is doing today. That is the only alternative. It doesn't matter. You can hate Mazi Nnamdi, you can like him. He is standing on the solid ground, doing what he has to do to save and rescue his people. The only message Mazi Nnamdi had is self-defense, and it is not a crime. International law supports it. African law supports it. Nigerian law itself supports self-defense. How is it that when Biafrans begin to defend themselves, it becomes a crime? It is not. We are very much aware that there are terrorists in uniform operating in Biafra land. Members of Boko Haram recruited into the military. We have seen them in videos, on confessions. So what else do you want us to wait? You want us to all be exterminated before you want us to fight back? I thank God for the Prime Minister Mazi Nnamdi, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra. Biafran people are going to defend themselves. If it's going to take everyone out to defend Biafra, we will do that till the last man standing. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide our Prime Minister Mazi Nnamdi. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide our Liberation Army. Biafra government, peace, progress, unity and equity. We move airborne. Thank you and stay safe.